In this Map Suite MVC Edition sample app walkthrough, we're going to show you how you can draw curved labels. As you can see here on this map, we've just got some streets, and we've got a few labels here where we're curving around the various turns in this road. So like here on Sweeney Street and Riker Street, you can see how the label turns or curves. This is more commonly known as splining, and you see it a lot of times for like rivers or other features that have a lot of curves and natural crookedness to them. So typically, maybe you wouldn't use this on streets. It'd probably be more helpful for like rivers and more natural features along those lines. Well, let's take a look at the code to see how you would implement this when you want to do splining. So here in our view source, we've got where we're setting up the map, just adding it to the page, setting the current extent and the map unit. And then down here we're adding our shapefiles to a static overlay. So we're using an Austin Streets shapefile layer, pointing that path, and then we're going to render it using our local road 1 built-in line style and applying that for all zoom levels. So that's what's rendering the white lines that represent the streets on the map. The next set of code is again using a shapefile feature layer, and it's also the same one as before, the Austin Streets, but this one's going to contain our labels. In this case, you really could do all of this on one and not reload the shapefile feature layer again, but a lot of times people do that so they have control over the labels, what order they go. So if you're dealing with multiple shapefiles, you can say, oh, I want to load these layers first and then put the labels on top of that. So that's why you see it broken out, even though it doesn't completely make sense on this sample. That's why you see that a lot of times. Here we're applying whatever style we set up for these labels for all zoom levels, and then down here is where we're actually setting the text style. So in this case we're using the local road 1 built-in text style, and we're telling we want to pull the FE name column value from the shapefile to build our text for the label. So you can change this to other columns in the shapefile if you wanted to, but in this case that's just the street name. And then down here is where we set the spline type. That's a property off of the text style, and by default we're just set to none, and we don't do splining, and it would just be a straight line. But here we've done standard splining, and there's an enumeration off of the spline for different types of spline types. Pretty much for all Western countries, you want to do standard splining for English and things of that nature. There's also force splining enumeration, and that's more for Asian languages such as Japanese or Chinese. So keep that in mind if you're doing some internationalization on your maps. Down here we're just setting the drawing margin percentage to 100%, so this is making sure we got ample room to label if we've got some lines along the edge of the map, and that way a user pan and you don't have cut off labels. And then adding that text style to the layer through the custom styles collection. Then the last few things we do is just add those layers to the overlay and then render the map. And the result, as you saw earlier, is we've got some labels that kind of follow the curve here of the road. So if you need to do that in your application, this is a great sample to see some code on how to implement it. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions, or you can post them on our discussion forums at thinkgeo.com/forums. And thank you for watching.